Gratitude, 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 peace. How's everyone feeling in the multiverse? I am your girl, Sacred Orb. And today, I come with a doggone good one, y'all. So, someone asked the other day on my live. Well, first, there was a reading being done. And they were saying, the readee was saying that spiritual hygiene, that is being neglected. And I really took that, I received that message, even though it could have been for someone else. She wasn't talking to me. However, I received it because I know how to take accountability, right? So, with that being said, a beautiful being came on and said, well, what is spiritual hygiene and how do you, manage yourself spiritually? How do you take care of that part of yourself? And well, I came up with a great concept on one of the ways a couple of ways we can take care of ourselves spiritually, right? Really groom ourselves spiritually. Like a lot of us, we tend to the outside. We get our nails done, right? We get our eyes done. We get our hair done. We get our legs shaved. We get our toes done. What else we do? We shave the hair under our arms, right? We exercise to keep our body fit. I don't do none of this, so I wouldn't have it. So yeah, there are tips that people use to take care of themselves on the outside. So spiritually, right, these are ways that we can take care of ourselves spiritually. We can read more books, and I'm not saying reading books that have no meaning. Read books that you will be able to receive wisdom from. That's why a lot of beings read the Bible, and I get it now. There's nothing wrong with reading the Bible as long as you can take yourself out of let me see, because I always thought the book was literal. So as long as we can take ourselves out of the literal aspect of it and see it from a view where it is, what's that word? See it from God's eyes, right? It's a particular phrase that I want to say, and it's not coming out. However, just ask for wisdom and discernment when we're reading any book, right? Any book. If you're reading a child's book, you can get something out of that, and that's facts. So, oh my God, why is this? Okay, so next, yoga exercise. Because see, remember the Tin Man on Wizard of Oz? Remember he had to be oiled because he was stiff? And that's the same thing with us. Even if we're just walking, we need to do extra walking because it's not enough. Remember, the walking, it really only moves your legs. It does not move the upper body, which the spine is the main thing that needs to be moved, right? So moving that spine daily will get that blood pumping, get that blood flowing. And remember that crystals, that oil goes down, that crystals, and comes back up. I don't know if y'all remember the movie, the Avatar, the second one, The Way of the Water. Remember when they killed the whale and that yellow golden fluid that it was getting from the whale? That's exactly what we have, and that is the Christ. That is how we access the Christ consciousness, and that is why that was so important, because it was worth more than gold, right? So moving our spines. And an important thing of exercise is getting the airflow. I heard somebody say yesterday on their live that they ran so hard that they were able to open up their airwaves and receive what the source energy had for them to do that live. And I was like, whoa, that was deep. So that's a tidbit, right? Let me see, number 3, another a spiritual hygiene that you can be aware of is, I'm gonna get to the main one last. Another spiritual hygiene is being grateful. Being grateful. Grateful. They say an attitude of gratitude will get you everything. Everything. And I'm noticing that because when I rise, when I just rose, it's what, 5 something now, but when I rose, I thought it was like 6, 7, and I thought the light was up, and I was like, finally I got to sleep in, and to my surprise, it's still dark. So I just started doing these videos when I rise, because remember, when we rise early, think about it like this. You ever went outside at like 3, 4, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the a.m., normally around 5, 6 a.m., and the grass is wet outside? It's because the grass got that watering from the moon, right? And when we rise, and that's why billionaires rise early, because they're able to get that watering. The one thing that they're after is money. Well, because you're a being who recognizes that you're spiritual first, you're up getting that wisdom, getting the message from the universe. And surely once you get all things in alignment, then the financial wealth will come after that, right? So that's another thing. Getting up and getting that watering, that is very important as well. And I don't even get up and exercise anymore, but yeah. I'm going to start back because this is ridiculous. Anywho, another thing, drinking good alkaline water or good spring water. Making sure, and actually you don't even need to do that. You can do that. However, juicing your fruits is the best for us, because they told us that there's H2O, and they neglected or negated to tell us that H3O2 was the source of what we really truly need. And I believe that's another reason why we devolved the way that we did, because we're not eating properly, So juicing our fruits, you don't need water, you don't need juice, you don't need anything. Think of it like this. In the animal kingdom, the familiars, look at the gorilla. You will see him sitting around eating fruit all day long. He will not eat anything else. He might eat some leaves here and there, yeah. But other than that, he's not eating meat. He's not drinking water. He's not eating candy. He's not eating, they're not eating anything else. And if you look at a panda bear, the only thing they eat is what? Bamboo shoots and leaves from there, And look how fat and healthy they are. So it's not about, we just got a whole bunch of bad bacteria and viruses and diseases in our bodies. So that is something that will take away from the spiritual essence as well, because we have to worry about being sickened. We have to worry about our health. when our focus, it's another one, focus, when our focus is taken off of the very thing that we're looking to achieve, then that's contrast. We're not focused on the one true thing, and that is growing and learning and ascending, right? Allowing our light body to expand. So focus is a very, very, very important one, because the thing is, that is the reason we meditate, to focus. A lot of us, we have monkey minds, and we as a race, it's so many things, not a race, we as a beingness, we have all of these things going on around us and in the world, right? So many things that take us off of the path. Just like Star Wars, this is the way, right? But we don't know the way because we have no culturing. We focused on our children. We focused on our family members. We focused on our weight. We focused on what we're going to eat. We focused on what's on the TV and what they're saying. We focused on this election. We focused on the music industry. We focused on the next movie that's coming out. Our focus is all over the place. So that is something that we must be mindful of as well. Being mindful. And last but not least, the main one, the reason why I came, is focusing, going within. Having a relationship with our inner being. That is the most important one. And I didn't understand this until I rose today. I remember reading, I didn't read the whole thing, but reading Queen Afua's book. I forgot what it's called. It's the purple one though. She speaks about how getting closer, having a relationship with our, what is it called? Our uterus. Especially us women. Because that is a portal, right? That is a portal, and I'm not negating anything from the divine masculine. What I'm saying is this the aspect that I know. However, having a relationship with your inner being, that is just another aspect that the divine feminine has, the vagina, right? So us ladies, men, just ignore this for 1 second because I'm going to get back on message. Us ladies, we can achieve much if we have a relationship with our portal down there. And our portals, and even though you may not have diseases, there are spiritual diseases that are out there, that prevents us from having babies. We have, a lot of us, we're having, what is it called? Fibroids. That's a disease because it's dis-ease to the body, A lot of us, we just have to have more personal care when it comes down to these portals, because these are the most important portals that we have here on planet Earth. Remember, we bring life here through these portals. And our baby, Tupac said it best. He said, we get our name from a woman and a game from a woman. And that is so true, because men come from us. And we wondering why they so angry at us. Well, us women are angry. So our babies are coming out angry. And this is something that is really, really important. And I remember having this conversation on a platform that I used to be on a few years ago. And oh my God, the women went crazy and was mad at me. And I told them, I said, look, we just need to accept accountability for the part that we play in this. Whether, you want to take accountability and take responsibility for this, this is a huge factor. If we start having healthier men, our men will be much healthier. They won't be so angry. They won't be so defeated. They won't feel defeated. they'll be more whole. And that is just facts. You can dispute me all you want. You can unfollow me if you want to, too. One day, excuse me, gratitude. One day, that same wisdom will come back around and bite you, though. Okay, back to the beingness of the feminine and the masculine. Having that relationship with the inner being. You know, when I was always fearful, not fearful, I wouldn't say that. I was always, I didn't like looking in the mirror. And you know how they say we're afraid of who we are? And maybe because of what the world told me about me, the outer me, I didn't like to look in the mirror, right? And it wasn't until I started learning about love, unconditional acceptance, that I started accepting me, right? So looking in the mirror at our eyes, because our eyes tell us where we're from. And when I learned that, oh my gosh, I really stopped worrying about the outer me. Now, my weight has always been up and down. I remember being 10 years old, weighing 55 pounds. And my daughter's 8, and she weighed about 80 something now. So, you know, that was something that I always was challenged with. My weight was always up and down. So even now, I'm going through this phase of, oh my gosh, I lost all my weight, you know, because I was the biggest I ever been in my life this year, and things drastically took a turn, and I lost some weight. So I'm like, why do I keep on allowing myself to go down this hole of worrying about my body, when this is not the body that needs the attention? My light body needs that attention. My light body needs that attention. Say it one more time. My light body craves, desires that attention. Think about it like this: a child that gets no attention. That is what your inner being is like. That is what your inner being is like. So looking in your eyes is one way that we can really connect with our inner being. Imagining, have an imagination. My master teacher he said, he didn't tell me, but he said, we die at 18 and get buried at 75. And I didn't understand it at first until he broke it down. And he said, well, we lose our imagination at 18 because society tells us that we got to get a job. We got to go to college. We got to worry about bills. We got to worry about how we're going to provide for ourselves. We got to worry about what's accepted in society and what's not accepted in society, right? So we lose our imagination because we are tumbled with all the things around us, right? So the inner care is very, very pertinent, important. Another thing is, what else? Was there anything else? It was, I know it is. And that's why I couldn't wait to do this video, because I would have forgotten. I really affirm that y'all enjoyed this, because this is something for me as well, you know. You know, I don't know if y'all remember the movie, what was that, Men in Black. And Jay went in, I think it was on the second one, I'm not sure. Anyway, he went and opened up the locker, and remember all of the little beings that were in there, and they was like, Jay, and was that them? Well, anyway, he went in there and got the watch, and remember the little beings that were in there. Think of that being your body, how this whole big body, and you have these trillions of beings inside of you that be, and remember they say, oh, this is so deep. Remember they say, as within, so without, as above, so below. So the as within, so without. Think of all of the beings outside of your world, right? You got 8 billion people that live on this planet with you, right? What do you think is on the inside? So once again, as within, so without. And I won't go there. However, all of these little beings within us aid, guide, and assist the process of us being healthy, of us healing, right? And that's why they say God is within, God is without, God is all around us. I'm gonna shut up on that one too. That is the concept of God. God is all around us. God is within us. God is us, right? So, and that's so wild because I grasped that concept a while ago, but that's really deep. That's something to think about, to look at, right? Question everything. I mean, everything. When I see certain movies, I question, why is that? Because these movies, and y'all know, y'all heard this a million times. These movies, they give us half-truths. However, what is your spirit discerning? What is your spirit deciphering? What is your spirit judging? And that is why it's important to have an imagination and to not judge. You allow your spirit to judge. The inner me is the most important aspect of me. And this is what I'm coming to know. Most of us learn this before it's too late. What does the inner being choose to do? The thing is, when we see things with these two eyes, that is when we start picking up what other people want and other people want to do and other people loves and other people desires and other people valuables. What does the inner being in you value? Right? And this is how we take care of our spiritual selves. We love the inner being first, and everything else will flourish on the outside. We find the value on the inside, and everything else of value will be unto you on the outside. I affirm that you enjoyed this segment, this rise. If you haven't heard it today, I love you because I love me. And it's not because I love me, it's just that I love you. I love me. I love we. We are one. As within, so without. As above, so below. We are one. The way you look at me is the same way you look at yourself. Always remember that. The way you look at others is the same way you see yourself. And that is that judgment that I'm speaking of. Learn to discern what your spirit is saying and not what your ego is saying. Okay? Peace and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. I love you. I love me.